A lot of you have been asking and wondering exactly how you guys can actually get to turn 1 Bitcoin and flipping it into 10 Bitcoins. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to do my best in order for me to explain everything in less than 20 minutes. So I go by the name of Muna. Welcome to Beyond 10x. You guys are really welcome. Be part of the family. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. So without further ado, let's jump into this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is very possible in order for you to multiply the amount of Bitcoins that you have, regardless of how the market is performing. It doesn't really matter. Bear market, bull market, it doesn't really matter. So exactly what am I talking about? How can you really get to multiply the amount of money that you have? It's simple, ladies and gentlemen. All you have to do is master the art of trading with leverage, margin trading. So in case you guys don't really know exactly what margin trading is or trading with leverage, I really encourage you to do your thorough research, because it is very dangerous, if I can put it that way, especially if you don't really know exactly what you are doing, because you might end up getting your account liquidated. And a lot of people really think trading with leverage is sort of gambling, but I highly doubt and I really do not agree with that hypothesis, because all you have to do is you have to find high probable trades. So in order for you to trade with leverage, whatever you do, please make sure that you are very confident with the type of trade that you're going to be doing. And it is very possible using different trading indicators, using different trading methodologies, and pretty much just studying the whole trading environment. So I really encourage you guys, before you get into trading with leverage, you guys have to do you have to do a lot of research. I really expect you guys to have been at least in the cryptocurrency market for I don't know, over 6 months, or you really need to practice a lot, because there's a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges that really allow you to trade with leverage, or rather use margin trading. And you can also use simulators. You can use free fake money, for example on Bitmex, which I really use this cryptocurrency exchange because I really think it has got the best features, and it's very easy for anybody to start trading on Bitmex with literally any amount of money. So it doesn't really matter. You can have about $100 worth of Bitcoin as you can start trading with leverage. And if you don't really know exactly what you are going to get yourself into, please start with the free trading simulator on Bitmex, because it's really going to allow you to learn the game. So what we're going to be talking about is how you can make 100% profit with only short moves, because right now the cryptocurrency market is not really going crazy. It's not really moving 200% in a short period of time, because the market conditions are not very conducive. So all you have to do in order for you to make 100% profit, right, the market only has to move about 10% if you are using 10x leverage. And by the way, the highest amount of leverage that I personally use is about 10x. When I am very confident in the trades that I'm going to do, I only use about 10x, because it gives me a decent amount of, trading legway, so that my account doesn't really get liquidated. So let's say, for example, you are using 10x leverage, right? In order for you to make 100% profit on your trade, the market only has to move about 10%. You only need to move 10% in whatever trading direction your trade is going to go in. Let's say, for example, you are longing Bitcoin, you're going long. That really means just buying in. When the price of Bitcoin moves about 10%, that really means you have made 100% profit. If you are using an account which is worth about 1 Bitcoin, and that's your trading account at that particular moment, right? And you use 10x on your trade using 1 Bitcoin, right? When the price of Bitcoin moves about 10%, you are going to make 1 Bitcoin. You are making 100% profit. Okay, and that's very doable right now, because every week there's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there. The top 10 cryptocurrencies, for example, Ripple, EOS, Ether, Cardano, they really move about 20% during the week, and it's very easy for you to make these trades. And you don't really need to do it every day. You don't really need to like stick to your monitor and always, looking for the next trades, because you only need to find high probability trades. Like these trades have to be very, very, easy for you to like spot, and these trades are really need to move in the direction that you are betting. Okay, so how exactly are you going to be able to like find high probable moves? You use different trading methodologies, like for example Elliott waves. You can use Fibonacci levels, Fibonacci trend best levels, and you can use like a whole lot of different trading technical tactics out there, and there's quite a lot. So this is why I'm asking you guys, before you jump into trading with leverage, please do a lot of practice, do a lot of research, make sure you understand whatever you're getting yourselves into, because you can easily lose your money and you can really get liquidated if you don't really do the right things. And you always have to utilize different tactics, like for example using a stop loss. For example, when using a stop loss, right, you have to have like a right methodology of using a stop loss. Like you don't just really use a stop loss anyhow, right? You have to be very tactical with it. You have to be very clinical with it, and you have to like practice the best the best methods of using a stop loss. So there's a lot of things that really go into this, but it is very possible for you to like do the right thing and really get to like multiply the amount of Bitcoin that you have. And you don't really need to like do it every morning, every day, every week. You can only do it like, I don't know, it depends on whatever trading opportunities are there, and you only need to do 10 good trades in order for you to like make 10x your money. That is provided you are using 10x leverage, and this is only if you are very, very sure. Let's say for example you are very conservative and you don't really need to like risk a lot of money on your trading portfolio. Let's say for example you decide to use about 5x leverage. So in order for you to like make 100% profit on a 5x leverage trade, right, the market only has to move about 20% in the direction you are trading. Okay, so if you use 5x leverage, right, in order for you to make 100% profit, the market only has to move 20% in your favor. And for example, when you're using 5x leverage, right, your liquidation legway is very decent, and you can't really get liquidated unless you are very inactive and you're not really concentrating on what you're doing. And moreover, I already told you that you guys have to use stop losses. Okay, so let's say for example you decide to use 3x leverage, right? The amount of percentage the market has to move is about 3 divided by 100, that's about 33, I think about 33% in order for you to make 100% profit. And guys, there's a lot of opportunities, especially if you get really to trade a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies, like let's say for example Ripple, EOS, because for example when the price of Bitcoin moves about 5%, right, a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies end up doing 12%, 15%. And you guys have been observing this on cryptocurrency market cap. Tell me if I'm lying. A lot of times when Bitcoin makes a short move, a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies tend to do better. So instead of trading Bitcoin, you can always move over to trading a lot of top 10 cryptocurrencies, like Ripple, Cardano, EOS, and all that stuff. And you guys have to use cryptocurrency exchanges that really allow you to like trade using leverage. These are Bitmex, Bitfinex. But if you guys happen to be staying in the United States of America, obviously this is not really allowed, but there's obviously ways that you can really get to trade, like for example using a VPN. But I have heard that a lot of people from the United States of America really get to like lose their accounts because using VPN sometimes can be very, very risky. So please make sure that your country of origin is really supported by a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges that really allow you to trade with leverage. So I hope you guys are really getting the mathematics. In order for you to make 100% profit on a 10x leverage trade, the market only has to move 10% in whatever direction you are trading in, and then you're going to be able to make 100% profit. So for example, if you've got one Bitcoin that you're trading within your account, right, and you use 10x leverage, right, obviously you only need about 10 10 successful trades, which are going to move 10% in whatever trading direction you are trading in order for you to like make 10 times your money. Okay, so you are literally going to be able to make about 1000% profit. So for example, if you had to multiply 1 Bitcoin by 10, that's about 10 Bitcoin. So you're going to be able to make that amount of profit. So you can easily multiply 1 Bitcoin into 10 by only making 10 trades. And you don't really have to necessarily do it on a daily basis. You only have to find the best trading opportunities. So in case you guys are wondering, like, how do you find the best trading opportunities? The most important thing that you guys have to do is you have to find out exactly where the trend is most likely to go. Like, you have to be able to like find out exactly what part of the trading cycle you are dealing with. Let's say, for example, right now, let's move over to my computer, right? Right now, we are looking at the price of Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin 1-day chart. And you guys can clearly see that, for example, if you had to make a trade from that point to the peak, that was a bullish market, right? So if you were able to get in, like, every time it Bitcoin faced a little bit of support, right? Like in these areas, you could have been able to do very, very well. If you guys were able to like find the support level where Bitcoin was most likely to find support, you could have been easily able to like make very decent profit. Let's say, for example, let's try to measure the profit that you guys could have made from that support level all the way to this peak. You could have made about 122% profit, which could have been a lot. If you divide 122 profit by 10%, you could have made about 12 times the profit. Okay, so if you find such trades, you could have done very well. So let's say, for example, you are dealing with a bearish market like we are dealing with one right now, right? Let's say you decided to make this trade right over here, right? When the price of Bitcoin dropped from about 6,200 to about 3,000, you could have made this amount of profit right over here. You could have made about 48% profit. Like this, like literally took about a week. You could have made about 4x your profit if you really use 10x leverage, if you really did the right thing. So it's very easy for you to like find such trading opportunities. All right. So this was a very good trade right over here because it was like very blatantly clear where the market direction is going to go to. Let's say, for example, you guys already know exactly how Elliott wave works, right? You guys know the fact that Elliott wave moves in about 5 directions right over here. We've got the first, the third, and the fifth, right? And then we've got corrective waves right over here, something like that. So all you have to do is you have to find these motive waves, like for example the first wave, the third wave, and the fifth wave. These are like basically the easiest to recognize. Personally, I don't really trade corrective wave patterns because they are very unpredictable. You don't really know exactly what the market is going to do. Like let's say, for example, right over here, right now we are having corrective wave patterns. This right over here, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a corrective, environment. And I personally don't really love trading this because it's like very blurry. It's very difficult for me to find out exactly what the price is going to do because there's a lot of manipulation and all that stuff. So I try to stay away from such trading environments because it's very risky for me. But what I usually do is I usually trade these motive wave structures right over here, like these clearly right over here. If you guys can see this, as you guys can see, you can see that this was an uptrend. This came from a downtrend that we were having. Like if you guys look at this, let me just try to do that. You guys can clearly see that this was a change in direction from this drop right over here. So we had a very steep decline, a very sharp fall. This is motive waves in the downward direction, and then we had this upward change in the trend. So these were good trades right over here where we clearly had motive wave structures right over here from about 3,000 all the way to about 4,285. So that was very good trading environment, and there was like very high likelihood of the price going up. And you guys have to like obviously use different trading tools, like for example Fibonacci levels, to find out exactly where the next potential targets are. You can also use trend based Fibonacci levels, you know, to find out like the next likely price point, especially when the price is moving up and down like in a certain period of time. So you guys have to like look into those different things. And for example, right over here, let me just delete that. Boom. Right over here, like how would you have known that the price of Bitcoin was going to fall from here? Okay, obviously we were having a downtrend right over here, and then we had the WXY wave type of correction. So you knew that eventually the price was going to go to this Y level right over here. And looking at the Bollinger Bands, right? If you guys study Bollinger Bands, right, these really show you how likely the next volatile period is going to be. If you look at the contraction of the Bollinger Bands, right, you could have seen clearly that the Bollinger Bands were contracting and the trading volume was really beginning to shrink, and the most likely scenario was the price of Bitcoin dropping down. So there's obviously a lot of good traders who actually benefited from this downward trend because they were using different trading indicators. So you guys have to study these things. You have to use like a lot of different you know, trading indicators, which are really going to sort of complement your trading style. And by the way, you have to like define exactly what type of trader. Are you a trend trader? Are you a swing trader? You know, are you a momentum trader? What type of trader are you? What type of trading indicators are you very comfortable with? So guys, I think it's very possible. It's very possible for you to find only 10 good trades like in your trading period. Let's say, for example, you decide during 2019, I'm only going to trade about 10 times, but I'm going to trade the trades which are going to be very, very, the probability has to be very good. And you just have to wait for the perfect trades, okay? That's all you have to do. In case you guys don't really want to like risk a lot, only use 3x trading leverage and wait for the price to move about 33% in whatever trading direction you're going to you know, end up trading, and then you're going to be able to like make 100% profit. So that's basically how you guys can do it. So I have been talking a whole lot. Right now I'm running out of breath. So yeah, I hope you guys really understood and got some few ideas from what I'm talking about. If you guys really want me to go into details, if you guys really want to me to show you exactly how I do it using Bitmex, if you guys want me to talk about stop losses, if you guys want me to talk about the different features which are you know, used in Bitmex, or rather on Bitmex, if you guys really want to find out exactly how to prevent yourselves from getting liquidated, the best practices, all you gotta do is drop all the comments in the comment section below. I know a lot of people didn't really watch the whole entire video, so they were like, oh, 1 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin is very impossible. This guy is obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. But guys, I'm sure there's a lot of smart people out there who really, you know, see the basic mathematics that I'm talking about, and you guys really know that this is very doable. You guys can actually do it. So that's all I have for you guys. In case you've got any other questions for me, please let me know. In case you want to like open up an account on Bitfinet and Bitmex, the links are obviously going to be in the description box below. Personally, I use Bitmex because, you know, it allows you to like start trading with leverage with whatever amount of money that you have. It doesn't really matter. When you're using Bitfinet, I think you need to have about $10 in your trading account in order for you to like, you know, start margin trading and that stuff. But Bitmex, you can use any amount of trading money that you have. It doesn't really matter. So the link is obviously going to be in the description box. I hope you guys really understood the simple mathematics that I'm talking about, but you guys have to understand that this is highly risky, especially if you don't really know exactly what you're doing. So please take the most amount of time in order for you to like learn the ropes, understand what you're going to get yourselves into, use the free trading simulator, practice, because, you know, practice makes perfect, and you have to have about 10,000 hours in order for you to like perfect whatever skill you really want to like improve on. So please trade about 10,000 hours using the free simulator. Make sure you understand the whole entire market, and then you can get yourselves into leverage trading. Woo! I've been talking for a very long time, but I hope I did my very best. I hope you guys really understood the basic idea, and go out there, make you some money, stay profitable, and be good. I'm out.
Said she wanna rock with a nigga like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with a nigga like me. We can catch a fly. Said she wanna rock with a nigga like me.